everyone. Not ever checked off me, goddamn it. My customers. Oh, okay. No, for real. My content is not for everybody. I am my biggest cheerleader, regardless of praying to my downfall, disrespecting me, or who has malicious intention. I say it respectfully. Today is currently February 18th, 2026. My content is not for everyone. To the genuine ones with no intentions, I truly hope all is well in your end. And I say that respectfully. Never give up on yourself because someone did not love you, respect you, or protect you, or meet you halfway, or let alone see your potential. You know, when you don't run from your past and you take accountability for your actions, that is just different. Never get discouraged because someone is praying your downfall. My content is not for everyone. It's not. You know, a vibe so fruitful. Catching your blessings, they would never understand that. Hold on 1 second, how you truly stepping when chicks and dudes trying to confuse you with magic, spell work, witchcraft. You put a name in your book when it comes to, toxic spell work, because we live in the spiritual world. You've been dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view, being misled. Hold on 1 second, God gave you the strength to understand balance is different. Go into your reflection when it comes to better days ahead. When it becomes adult, they would never understand that you wasn't trying to shortchange yourself if you're meant to. They said that you a mental case. They said that you mentally unstable. They try to control the narrative all because you believe in your faith. Understanding hope lies within. They would never understand balance when it comes to self-control, discipline. Hold on 1 second. They would never understand your potential. You know, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because, but you got God swag. Didn't have to sell your soul when it comes to your reflection. Being authentic, far from a copycat. Didn't have to hate. You ain't have to go tick for tack with somebody when it comes to spiritual welfare. At the end of the day, when they was trying to attack you, trying to abuse you with their words, all because you understood confidence is different. You know, when it comes to your reflection, like loving yourself, and I say that respectfully, never project. Hold on 1 second. It was never the mindset to project when someone's trying to hex your life. You understood defense is different when God was truly showing you how fruitful God's truly to you. I may not make sense to the average person, but my content is not for everyone. It's not. I am my biggest cheerleader, regardless of disrespecting me or praying to my downfall. And I say it respectfully. Today is currently February 18th, 2026. My content is not for everyone. Not ever take off me. No, for real, from my content, everybody. That's okay. The disrespect is loud when you start to talk about domestic violence, hate crime, racism, discrimination, gang stalking, awareness. Hold on 1 second, when it comes to violence, how chicks and dudes will laugh at your pain because you was trying to understand that you knew how to balance God's work when God showed you that God gave you the key when it comes to your faith. They would never understand how you stepping, how chicks and dudes would see potential within you, but you was far from the issue when they said that you needed a tissue, how they said that you mentally unstable because you was truly keeping it real, how God allowed you to see why you truly allowed to flow, to understand and continue to blossom when folks didn't want to see you woke. They dissed you because you tied your suit differently. But they dish you, but they taking notes to be like you. At the end of the day, I'm far from a hater. I'm going to continue to root my neighbor on regardless of their body language. No, ever checked on me to stay in your motherfucking lane. Ever checked on me. No, for real, Because, being a truth teller would truly make someone feel at the end that they got to discourage your weather. They got to put a hex on your life when it come to your future. They said ain't nobody going to see you when it come to your future. Because you stepped out on faith. You balance hope to understand that God didn't make a mistake. They said that you was nobody at the end of the day, but they understood the hold on 1 second. You was somebody, but I can't relate. I can't be better than you at the end of the day because I'm not you. How this type of stuff actually happens when folks make themselves uncomfortable in their own skin because they project the insecurities because you know how to hold your own weight. And I don't mean narcotics. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. Defense is different. That claim they try to project on you to get you locked up, put you in the psych ward. They said at the end of the day, hold on 1 second, I don't want you to see your potential. I see something within you. How they try to discourage you with spirit, but hold on 1 second, you was far from the issue. Being your biggest cheerleader during that chapter with God's truly showing you at the end of the day, never give up on yourself because I got you. You ain't going to have certain folks rooting for you, but never give up on your reflection when it comes to being comfortable in your own skin. Who would have knew that you show up for yourself when you understand your potential? You've been dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view. Chicks and dudes trying to discourage you. The bullyism was real. It went into adulthood, but God should allow you to heal. You still being patient with time of day when it comes to this thing called boundaries. They would never understand your time of day when it comes to your reflection. It's not a crime to be yourself. Never allow someone to dim your light when it comes to your reflection. And I say that respectfully. I'm Naya, Junior with love, respect, and it's 5 minutes to this video, and it says there's 3 people watching, and it's 10:20 p.m., and it's February 18th, 2026. Entertainment purposes only. Now, Angela Trey told me, no, for real, for real. You know when you big single or whatever the case may be, and you start talking to someone new. No, ever trained off of me, you dumbass. I ain't signing for your bullshit today. No ever trained off me. This dumbass decided to say, you know what, let's go out and have a good time. No ever trained off me. So you know what, you did the art tyranny for the weekend. Ever trained off me. This motherfucker decided to say, you know what, I volunteer and go, skiing with you. That sounds like a good date night. No, for real, for real. You know, you could have went by your motherfucking self at the end of the day. You going with the wrong person that actually didn't make sense when it come to their fucking vocabulary. That's the trait, don't be being grown. No, for real, for real. This motherfucker gonna say, you know what? I'm not like your past. I'm not like your past. Shut the fuck up, motherfucker, if you lying son of a bitch. No, for real, for real. You know when you start talking to someone new and shit, they be trying to make themselves sound mad fucking good and shit. Like, yo, I ain't trying to dim your light today. I don't know what the fuck you been through when it come to your motherfucking past, but I want to be on the same conversation when it come to, me and you halfway type shit. I'm far from boring. I know how to hold a conversation. I get a couple of giggles and shit or whatever case it be. Who the fuck was I talking to? No, ever Drake on me. What the fuck? No, for real, for real. Because only for you to get to the destination or whatever the case may be. This motherfucker gonna talk about, I just came for the pictures to do the likes and the views on the internet. I'm sorry, you fool. What the fuck, yo? People really be having this fucking weird-ass mindset. A motherfucker will go on a date with you just to take pictures of the food. And take pictures. Can you move over a little bit? Yeah. Sound like you participate in a whole relationship somewhere else at the trade off me. We on here talking things, but it's the trade off for me. Motherfucker would do you so dirty and act like they so invested in your time and day or whatever the case may be. Only reason, hold on 1 second. Oh, you thought I liked it, you? Ever tricked on me. A weird ass dude and chick would do some shit like that. They would come into your life, do love spells. They would have malicious intentions, all types of weird stuff. No, for real, for real. They would have so much malicious intention in the day and act like y'all on the same page. Hold on 1 second. They trying to shortchange your mental health. I didn't sign up for your one-sided conversation. I'm not here to respect, and my content is not for everybody. It's 7 minutes into this video, and it says there's 9 people in watching me right now, and it's 10:23, and it's February 18th, 2026. My creativity is not for everyone. It's not. 3 people watching me right now, and it's 8 minutes into the video, and it's 10:23 p.m. I would never hurt myself regardless of threat in my life, always trying to blackmail me against me, or let alone disrespect me. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone, I always have since day one. And I say that I would never hurt myself or my peers around me, regardless of trying to antagonize me. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and my content is not for everyone. It's not. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. Only for yourself and no malicious. Hi to the genuine ones with no malicious. Hi. The ones that's, not trying to sit hexes over here and just spurring and confusion, all types of stuff. To the genuine ones, it's far from haters. Hey. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Monday, self-love every day. Tuesday, self-control every day. Wednesday, motivation every day. Thursday, choose yourself. Never overlook you. Friday, you mad and you worthy. Saturday, fall from the hater. We ain't the same hater. No, for real. We ain't the same. Sunday, never give up on yourself when it comes to your reflection, when it comes to your blessings and light within you. Never get discouraged. Love yourself. You are my sunshine. You are a blessing. Never let yourself go when it comes to them in your life. Never let yourself go when it comes to them in your life. You matter, you're worthy. No, for real. Always be yourself and no malicious intentions. Practice makes perfect. Never give up on yourself, and especially when you understand that you stepped out on faith and you understood that, hold on 1 second. I choose my reflection. When it comes to our creativity, it's currently 10:05 p.m. and it's February 18th, 2026. You know, when it comes to our creativity, me and Naya, we work alone, no AI. You know, it's no third party besides our heavenly mother, Father God. Our soul was never for sale. Far from haters, let alone a copycat. Domestic violence, racism, discrimination, violence, hate crime, gang stalking awareness. You know, this type of stuff actually happens. You know, individuals that you don't have to know, or people from your past at the end of the day, you know, they would try to be in your life, trying to ruin your life, all types of stuff. Have folks watching you, gang stalking you, you know, doing weird stuff. You know, when it comes to gang stalking, individuals will monitor your day-to-day activities. Like from the time that you go from point A to Z, they will hack your devices, clone your devices, you know, change the settings on your devices, and then say, you crazy, you didn't see that, you crazy, you didn't see that. They would even try to energy harvest off your energy, but you calling your energy back. They would try to reroute your mail like you actually received it. You know, they would hack your mail, your accounts, your emails, all types of weird stuff. You know, they would even project, you know, hexes on folks that's trying to come towards you so nobody would see your light or whatever case be, because they try to control a narrative. All because you chose yourself. No, for real, for real. Only be yourself and no more listen to just, you know, gang stalking is real to your household. Individuals will hide on the fake pages. They would disrespect you with malicious intentions. They would try to get you locked up, put you in the sideboard, all because at the end of the day, they try to antagonize you. You don't have to know individuals at the end of the day for them to try to hex your life or let alone gang stalk you. How this type of stuff actually happens. Always protect your energy. No, for real, for real. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments. No, for real, for real. Always protect your energy. Call your energy back. With no negative energy, you're mad and you're worthy. No, for real, for real. Always be yourself. Gotta go. Stop the violence. It's currently one person watching right now. It's 12 minutes into this video, and it's 10:27 p.m. and it's currently February 18, 2026. I would never hurt myself regardless who's threatening my life or praying to my downfall or let alone trying to blackmail me against me. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. My content is not for everyone. It's not. Always be yourself with no misintentions. You know, the difference between me and you and them and they. That energy is different, was never compete when you being authentic. They would never understand the balance, the God swag that is endured within you. You know, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments how you got chicks and dudes don't want you to be comfortable in your own skin. But you understood God's vocabulary hits different. Yeah, they was dissing you right, the left, and mad, they tax bracket. You know, they try to paint you to be the villain in their story, but God was showing your potential, how to have self-control when it comes to discipline. You got chicks and dudes trying to antagonize you, all because you understood that, hold on one second, I ain't need validation to be my biggest cheerleader. They would never understand how you stepping. You've been dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view. Hold on one second. God allow you to see why you comfortable actually walking. Hold on one second. Going into adulthood, they would never understand how you still understand your reflection. You know, you still being patient with time and day when it comes to healing. It was certain folks that you poured into, but they try to shortchange you when it comes to your growth. But God didn't allow you to be stagnant another day. They didn't have to sell your soul. They don't worship the devil. You got chicks and dudes projecting hexes on you, all because you understood your vocabulary is different. Hold on one second. That cup was truly fruitful. Allow you to see that you allowed yourself to blossom. Allow you to see that the things that you create at the end day, it actually flourished in the most healthiest way. When chicks and dudes are praying to get downfall, they still trying to kick you down when it comes to your smile. Hold on one second, but God not trying to see you frown when God fixing your crown. That energy is different. Didn't have to worship the devil. You continue to call your energy back. They would never understand God's level. The energy is different. You know, my content is not for everyone. I may be whack according to you, but loving yourself, they would never understand how God is truly fruitful to you. You may lost things along the way. You may have had a fumble, but they would never understand how you keeping it real today. You may have had a, addiction problem that chicks and dudes would try to throw in your face, all because you understood how to be stable with a day. You almost lost yourself when chicks and dudes got skeletons in their own closet. They trying to ruin your life because you understood, hold on one second, that was God's favor. Faith. I love myself. They try to change the narrative because you're willing to believe in yourself. You was never part of someone's character traits at the end of the day, let alone someone's script when you understood to love yourself and fall for pretending being authentic. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. They said you whack in your corner, you are nobody. They said you whack in your corner, you are nobody. 2 people watching, 14 minutes into the video, and it's 10:30 p.m. and it's February 18, 2006. They said you whack in your corner, you were nobody. They said you whack in your corner, you were nobody. Hold on 1 second, one-sided beef. Hold on 1 second. Didn't matter your sculpture. Didn't matter your culture. When it comes to your reflection, didn't matter your tax bracket because someone had bad habits. It'd be the train of thought for me. The beef was actually one-sided. They would never understand that you didn't have hate in your body. How when you be a truth teller, you could truly hurt somebody. You could hurt they stagnant when it comes to their growth. So they got to dibble and dabble with spirit to try to make you unwoke. They try to dibble and dabble to make sure your third eye ain't working. They got to make sure at the end they can control the narrative all because you believe in yourself. It's the train of thought for me. It didn't matter your race at the end of the day. You've been dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view. They would never understand it was far from hate. They would never understand that you was your biggest cheerleader, how you had to learn certain tools, but God never left you. When it comes to your adulthood, hold on 1 second, they said that God don't love you. Let alone they try to play God in your life. They would never understand that we don't pray the same, but I knew how to respect my neighbor even on my rainy day. That energy is different when it comes to confidence. You know, when you catching your blessings right to left, you got a vibe so smooth that you actually step at the end of the day. They would never understand how you actually dancing, you know, because God never left his hands or her hands off that wheel. They would never understand how you was truly keeping it real. You understood to take God's, order that day. Because hold on 1 second. That he made sense. If I choose myself, if I ask God for guidance, I'm not gonna understand it's okay to be woke. But it's certain chicks and dudes that would try to discourage you, all because you was far from a joke. You know you carrying yourself properly, regardless of trying to control the narrative, but you continue to blossom. Regardless, you got a speech problem, disability. At the end of the day, choked up in your words, they would never understand you was far from gone. You know that phone call conversation, you still trying to figure out your thoughts. At the end of the day, like, damn, did I really hear that bad news? It'd be the train of thought for me. How chicks and dudes would try to discourage you, all because you was willing to choose you. Being authentic would truly bother someone's mental health. They would try to discourage, try to look for a reaction, but you understood to be woke. You wasn't trying to cause no violence. You know, hold on 1 second, when it come to your vocabulary, so they try to dim your light when it come to your conscience. They got to send spell work, magic. They telling you to shut the fuck up at the end of the day. Hold on 1 second. This is the part where they said at the end that you will crash out. And it's currently February 18, 2026. And it's 10:32 and 2 people watching. You know, because they pick and choose who could talk about music, spirituality, the devil, the enemy, God, narcotics, and violence, or discrimination, racism. It be the trend of thought for me when it come to gang stalking. How chicks and dudes pick and choose who could talk about these vocabularies when it come to true healing. It be the trend of thought for me. How they pick and choose who they want to bully, or maybe because they don't see you with folks, or maybe because then they think that you're weak, but you understand the end of the day you was far from hold on 1 second, sleep. It's a trend of thought for me. You may have a learning disability problem. Just like the average person. You know the average person that messes up on that sentence because they was thinking too much. They had a long night, but hold on 1 second, they actually got it right. It'd be the train of thought for me. Practice makes perfect regardless at the end of the day. Your vocabulary, let alone your IQ score when you actually willing to change. They would never understand growth hits different when it comes to your reflection. You know that teacher, that person that said that you slow, stupid, and retarded, but you made something out of yourself when it comes to your reflection. Regardless if you came from poverty and pain, then have a mother and father in your life at the end of the day, let alone have a guardian to actually say they love you, let alone show up for you good day, bad day, and misunderstanding. They let on sick days, the ones who ain't had to pray on your downfall. That energy is different when it comes to your reflection. We ain't the same. Because I know how to respect my neighbor. Regardless of praying in my downfall, threatening my life, I would never hurt myself. It's currently 10:34 p.m. and it's February 18, 2026. My content is not for everyone. It's not. And that's okay. I love to talk about love. Not ever take off of me. Love is real, love is one of a kind. What the right one truly for you. Wow. You was willing to be open to real, real love. Far from weak, let alone confused. They would never understand how you truly keeping it real. You know, it's far from clout, far from a fumble. Who would have knew being discouraged that they wasn't part of your mental? Someone bringing peace into your life, that balance is different. Someone acknowledging and understand that you are worthy when someone didn't have to pretend to truly love you. You know, loyalty, respect went a long way. You know, it's going to be chicks and dudes that's not going to understand your faith. How someone could truly walk into it and change your life for all the right reasons. Hold on one second. God didn't make a mistake. Someone didn't have to manipulate God. Let don't hurt you. What a blessing. What a dream come true. Someone truly loving you. You know, loyalty came authentically. Loyalty came authentically. Respect came authentically. Respect came authentically. You know, because someone trying to shortchange you when it come to communication, wasn't wearing a mask, let alone trying to project insecurities on you. Because they wasn't trying to have a third-party conversation when they understood, hold on one second, you are truly my love. Not ever Drake on me. Love of my life, you are. Ever Drake over me. How you gained a lover, a best friend, a business partner. How someone praying for you, not against you. Someone didn't have to play with spell or little magic to confuse you when it comes to your free will, because someone's trying to shortchange you. Because actions spoke loud in words when it comes to real love. How someone wants to protect your heart. Who would have knew that you walked into someone's arms, the right person, that allowed you to see at the end of the day not trying to hurt you, rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially. That growth hits different because you was far from being stagnant when it comes to being authentic. You know, because someone saw you, not to overlook you. A dream come true. Someone truly loving you. Imagine that, right? How somebody from your past trying to regroup and trying to see what's up with you when it comes to knocking on your door, but God said rejection for all the right protection. Because the love of your life allows you to see that true love wasn't confrontation, no, or let alone confusing. That energy is different when it comes to growth. How someone brought peace into your life, only keep you woke. You know when the right person brings you peace? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because moments, that energy is different. You know, my content is not for everybody. You may not pray the same as the person that you may fall in love with. You may not pray the same as the folks that's praying to your downfall. But when God sends the right person to love you, it's not misleading. It's not going to hurt. And it's not disrespectful because someone wants the best for you. Someone wants you to continue to balance your self-love for yourself. The same way that when you open your door, when it comes to your heart, they was actually paying attention, not to disrespect you. That hinge is different when it comes to growth. You know, my content is not for everyone, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Loving yourself is not a crime. It's not. You know, your defense, my defense, it was two opposites at the end of the day because we wasn't on the same team when you was competing. It was actually one side when it came to your claim. How you try to hex someone's life all because you want to project pain. How this type of stuff actually happens when folks be dealing with spiritual warfare from a child point of view, going into their adulthood. Hold on one second. You allow the devil to confuse you, let alone try to distract you because they wanted to hex your life, but you understood why you called your energy back. They would never understand how God is treating you right. How God, hold on one second. They said God not real, but God made things allow you to feel like it's okay to heal. God allowed you to see why your soul was never for sale. It's trying to, let alone, hold on one second. You know, you got chicks and dudes that's going to try to discourage you, trying to play God in your life because you understood unconditional love to love you. You found balance within. It wasn't an overnight process when it comes to your reflection truly going within. Because it was days within chapters in your life at the end of the day. You know, when it comes to that testimony, you almost overlooked yourself, hurting yourself with your own words, let alone your pain. You've been dealing with childhood trauma, going from your adulthood, going from your childhood to your adulthood. Even when you got lost in your storm that day or your words, they would never understand your verbs, how God allows you to feel it. Hold on one second. Hold on one second. That's my word. That's my word because I said I'm going to do better. That's my word. I wasn't running from my reflection when it came to that weather. I understood my testimony hits different. Hold on one second. I was never in competition with someone that was truly hating. I understood to take, hold on one second, that leap of faith. You know, because everybody ain't going to relate. You know, when you know how to account for your actions when it comes to your past, that energy is different. They would never understand how self-love can truly last, how God's stepping for you, how your heavenly mother, Father God, remove their hands off of you. You're going to have chicks and dudes participate in a conversation, try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, try to dim you, like trying to project a hex on you, praying to get downfall, gang stalking right to left, all because you understood your potential. At the end of the day, I wasn't trying to lose me. You know, no mother or father or guardian should ever lose their child due to someone's jealousy, envy, or insecurity. When a mother and father is a prayer warrior, regardless of a single family household or not. And I say that respectfully. And regardless if the household is divided or not, and the father's in one household, the mother's in another household, That parent, at the end of the day, know how to be mature, and they wasn't doing it for likes and views or clout chasing or fame. And I say that respectfully. They wasn't trying to hex their child. They was praying for their child to go from point A to Z. But someone wanted to make someone frown. Someone didn't want someone to maintain their crown. When someone knew how to take accountability for their past and understand that they wasn't running from their reflection. How you got individuals past, regardless of his domestic violence, racism, discrimination, gang stalking, hate crime, or violence, or domestic violence. How you got individuals trying to keep up with somebody's day-to-day activities, trying to rob them mentally, spiritually, or financially, or they don't project the hex on their life when it comes to their potential. How this type of stuff actually happens because a door had closed and certain individuals wants to still hold on to somebody at the end of the day when that chapter been done. The trade on me, This type of stuff actually happens in real life. My content is not for everyone. It's not. It's currently 2 people watching me right now, and it's 10:40, and it's 25 minutes into this video and 22 seconds, and it's February 18th, 2026. No mother or father should get that phone call because someone lacks self-control. It doesn't matter about someone's job title. It doesn't matter about someone's sexual orientation, disability, or age, or religion. No mother or father should pick up a phone and hear that devastating news at the end of the day, regardless if their child's a papa alone or not at the end of the day, because somebody still loves that child, regardless if they mother or father don't. And I say that respectfully. You know, no mother or father should have their child stripped away from them because someone wants to control the narrative to rob a child from their mental health, make a child feel that they're not loved or wanted because they already painted a narrative towards a mother and father that they're not worthy, they're mentally unstable, that they can't provide for their child's alive. Because a mother and father that wasn't doing for life's abuse of culture and fame, they show up good day, bad day, misunderstanding day with no misintentions. A prayer warrior, a protector, a provider. They wasn't trying to be their child's friend. They allowed their child to know that they had a safe place. And I said it respectfully. My content is not for everybody. How individuals will try to divide a household just to strip a child from their gifts, their intuition, their love. It's a train of thought for me. Just to make a mother and father feel that they need to be miserable. All because someone didn't want someone to balance their heart, being happy within. How this type of stuff actually happens. It didn't matter if that mother and father came from poverty and pain. They knew how to show for their child good day, bad day, and misunderstanding day. And they actually still praying for the safety of their child, regardless to how close or far that child is from them. And I say that respectfully. My content is not for everyone, and that's okay. Loving yourself is not a crime. You know, everybody's blessing ain't the same. Authenticity is different. Certain folks can't relate. It be chicks and dudes monitoring your every move, trying to take your swag. But hold on 1 second. God allowed you to see why God refreshed you today. You understood having hope within. That LOV is different when it comes to your reflection. They would never understand it was far from a trend. When you actually prayed to go within, because God was never for sale when you truly keeping it real. God allowed you to see at the end of the day the devil little enemy when they try to antagonize you, try to destroy you at the end of the day, all because you understood that, hold on 1 second, I wasn't trying to lose myself another day. You know, self-love looks different on everybody. Healing trauma and pain is not an overnight process. They would never understand in hands of time. We wasn't trying to hurt nobody. You understood that you wasn't running from your reflection when it comes to your past. They would never understand and taking accountability for your actions. You continue to call your energy back. They would never understand how you continue to blossom. It was far from beef when they try to disrespect you. You understood safety is different because God was really protecting you. They would never understand that we was never equal, but I still knew how to respect my neighbor when they trying to sneak dish you. That ain't just different. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. But loving yourself is not a crime, and I say that respectfully. Not ever trade off of me. You ever been minding your business, minding your business, whatever the case may be? You ever just got off the phone with your relative, your friend, or associate? You put it down in your book, and they called you back so suddenly. It's just ringing. You okay? It's emergency. What's going on? Hey, hold the fuck up. What the fuck? If the train told me I wasn't anticipating this bullshit, what's going on? I hope everything all right or whatever the case may be. This motherfucker starts to explain at the end of the day. You know, the conversation I just had about you, and I said that my relationship okay. This motherfucker got a whole narrative to change the whole fucking story from an hour ago to 2 hours later. The check on me, bitch. Is you okay? I don't know if the doctor open right now for the diagnosis you need. Because, prayer ain't gonna work right now. No, for real, it ain't. Not quickly. The check over me. This motherfucker gonna say at the end of the day, Bay, whoever they Bay is motherfucker cheating on them. Oh. But you was just so fucking happy. Make it make sense, bitch. What the fuck? Are you okay? And the trick on me. You ever had one of those friends or whatever case, you motherfucker be like, yeah, I'm alright. My relationship alright. This shit ain't been good. This motherfucker been cheating on me. This motherfucker trying to figure out the day, how the fuck do you cope and keep up with a relationship the day? And out of all the things that you've been through in your life, how the fuck do you continue to have a motherfucking heart? No, Heather, Trey told me because this motherfucker said, I feel like I can't do it. I can't take another fucking day. First of all, that's, I don't want to be a witness to what you're saying right now. No, Heather, Trey. Hurt this out. This fool like, no. Oh, okay, we on the same page. And as long as you're not trying to hurt this, because I don't want to be on the same page with you. No, I haven't checked on me. Oh, Lord. This motherfucker going to say at the end of the day, I decided to go, go step out. Get this old motherfucker fresh air, whatever case may be. I decided to look to the left, I looked to the motherfucking right, and I looked to the motherfucking center. Guess who the fuck I see? Oh, Evan checked over me. You ever had one of those friends that when you know their partner ain't shit at the end of the day, you do this. But then it's like, damn, bitch, I know you hurting with the hurting, homeboy. I know you hurting with the hurting, because at the end of the day, you ain't gonna try to tell me because you feel, embarrassed and shit. But them embarrassing conversations and shit go out the fucking window after a certain amount of time. No, because you hurt my friend, bitch. I made a two-piece your ass with a prayer. And Drake on me. I'm Naya, genuine respect. And my content is not for everyone. You ain't have to get physical. Domestic violence wasn't in your vocal. When it came to someone truly showing you that love is truly possible. You dealt with a lot of pain when it come to trauma. Someone fumbled you when it come to your past. But it was far from beef because it don't live in your reflection. When it come to hold on 1 second, they will never understand how God gave you a personal path. God gave you a personal path. Even when you got stuck in your words. Only was to hold on 1 second. Love wasn't supposed to hurt. You still so confused with your own words. Only was to hold on 1 second. Someone actually loves you. You ever have someone love you properly the first time around? And you still have those moments, it's like, damn, when you look at the love of your life, regardless to how far they are, you still get choked up in your own words because you got genuine butterflies. Only with how time flies. It went from 6 months to 2 years, from 2 years to 4. Damn, we going strong. Hold on 1 second, going 6, 7, 8, 10. Who would have knew that true love allowed you to feel while you was keeping it real with you? You always pray for someone to love you, not to pretend. Understand you, not to overlook you. But who would have knew that hate wasn't ever your vocabulary when it comes to someone pouring into you? And it's different. Because true love is not based off of confusion, robbing somebody mentally, spiritually, or financially, or let alone hurting somebody. How someone became your peace, who would have knew? They wasn't trying to project insecurities on you because love was true. Someone allowed you to feel. Someone allowed you to see that God didn't manipulate his conversation because y'all both was truly keeping it real. Y'all both on the same page saying, God, thank you every single day for bringing the love of my life at the end of the day. Even when chicks and dudes are behind the scenes, sending spell work and magic and trying to bring confusion, trying to make the love of your life look at you different, trying to walk away or whatever the case may be because they want you to think differently. How this type of stuff actually happens. How someone could truly walk into your life to show you that love ain't supposed to hurt. Because who would have knew someone would be praying for not against you? Someone that had to dibble and dab with spell work or hex your life at the end. They don't look at you like competition. When your past try to knock on the door. But hold on 1 second. God truly showed you why he was truly strong. God closed that door for all the right reasons. That chapter been gone. Hold on 1 second. You would never understand that. Hold on 1 second. That you actually been through. They would never understand why you chose you to understand self-love. Even when you get lost in your words, that balance is different when it comes to time and patience. Because miracles actually happen every single day. All because you understood your reflection. They would never understand. You was far from hating. That person that didn't know how to love you. The disrespect was loud. They was playing with spell work, or they tried to confuse you. They said that you're not worthy, but then they tried to spin the block. But God truly showed you why you was even with your reflection to understand growth is different. Because God was protecting you, allowing you to see. Never give up on you because someone could truly love you. And who would have knew the love of your life actually walked into your life to actually protect your heart, to treat you right. You know, someone was truly your peace. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and just because moments, that energy is different. Someone sees you, someone's praying out loud, regardless to where they at in the world. At the end of the day, they ain't trying to kick you down. They want to continue to maintain your smile. They asking God for direction when it comes to loving you properly. Who would have knew at the end of the day, true love wasn't stopping you when it come to your prayers, a dream come true, someone should be being faithful to you. I'm Naya, Gene of Respect, and my content is not for everybody. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. Regardless who's trying to blackmail me or who's threatening my life or who's praying to my downfall, I would never hurt myself. You know, regardless if you're a content creator or entrepreneur or not, never give up on yourself when someone's trying to discourage you or make you feel like you're not worthy of choosing you or dim your light when it comes to your reflection. It's currently one person watching it and it's 35 minutes and 27 seconds of this video and it's 10:50 p.m. and it's currently February 18th, 2026. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying on my downfall, and I say that respectfully. You know, regardless if you're an entrepreneur or content creator, never stop believing your faith because someone doesn't want you to surpass them, or someone look at you like competition, or someone is playing a racist game towards you, a discrimination game towards you, or someone has a mindset at the end of the day, they have jealousy and envy, insecurity towards you, and they trying to hex your life. Never give up on yourself. We live in a spiritual world. And because you chose your reflection, never dim your light because the right people see you, hear you, respect you, much attention, and I say respectfully. Never give up on yourself regardless if you're an entrepreneur or not. You're mad and you're worthy. My content is not for everyone. It's not. You know, I don't push God on nobody. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding. Regardless who disrespects me and say God is not real. That's okay. Because my content is not for everyone. It's not. You know, but when God sends the right people into your life, not only do they see you, hear you, respect you, it was more so RESPCT. I respect my neighbor. I ain't got malicious, don't look at you like competition. Even on your rainy day, neighbor, it be the trend of thought for me. How you got God swag, we don't pray the same, but at the end of the day, I want you to see better days. I don't look at you like competition, good day, bad day, or misunderstanding day. I ain't got to dibble and dabble to hex your life. I'm actually by your side not to blackmail you. That respect goes differently. I like how you truly keep it real when it being truthful. I see chicks and dudes in the background laughing at you because you actually not a story till the end that you actually truly keep it in the real. But hold on one sec, who actually hurt you? Because whoever hurt you at the end of the day, I truly pray for, you know, better days for you. And I'm telling you, hold on one sec, with no malicious intentions, I got your back. You know, I ain't trying to disrespect you. I'm asking God to continue to protect you. You know, that energy is different when you got the right folks in your life, acting their body regardless, they came from poverty and pain, not acting their shoe size, how them blessings hits different when folks actually want you to multiply your blessings and they ain't trying to, you know, ruin your life, the energy harvest off your potential. You know, because certain folks, when they come into your life, they had to pass themselves. The end of the day, how folks couldn't treat them right. They always wanted genuine, authentic people around them. That fake jealousy, envy, insecurity can stay out the window. You know, because when God closed certain doors in your life for the right reasons, they would never understand how you truly woke up, understand you became a believer, allowing yourself to feel why you actually healed. Regardless, you had your moms and your pops in your life. At the end of the day, pouring into the wrong cup. Some was wrong and some was good, but you understood the end that you was still holding on strong. Only was being misunderstood. You know, you was misunderstood by your past. But when the right people walk into your life, they see you, hear you, respect you, showing you why your true love can actually last. How folks is truly cheering you on, up close and personal, behind closed doors. They ain't trying to hex your life when it comes to your reality because they want you to continue to see your blessing, that you are worthy, continue to blossom with the right people around you at the end of the day with no one's intention when you truly fall from fake. Now, Evan Trade told me, because when the right people walk into your life, they don't got to hex your life. You know, everybody's walk of life ain't the same, and I say that respectfully. Ain't nothing like having that conversation with someone being real, with someone at the end of the day that's not trying to dim your light to discourage you. It be train of thought for me. My content is not for everyone. But when God sends the right people into your life, the grass is actually green on the side because respect goes a long way. And the vision actually wants you to actually become your best self, vision yourself another day. And they not plotting against you. They trying to bring harm towards you. When they not for you, they know how to keep it pushing. No, they do. They know how to keep it pushing. You know, my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from my head to stop the violence in the community. Misunderstood and judged by you, far from my head to stop the violence in the community. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. I am not AI. I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15 p.m. I just currently just posted videos on Facebook. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. I go live every night on YouTube and I post throughout the day. I don't have a specific time when I post. I just post throughout the day, but I definitely go live every night at 10:15 p.m. on YouTube. It's 39 minutes into this video and 49 seconds, and it's one person watching, and it's 10:55 p.m. and it's February 18, 2026. I would never hurt myself regardless of praying to my downfall or threatening my life. And I say it respectfully. To the genuine ones with no intentions, you mad and you're worthy. Never give up on yourself, and I say that respectfully when it comes to healing trauma and pain. It's not a race overnight process, especially when you gotta heal childhood trauma going into adulthood. It would never be a race overnight process. And I say that respectfully. But when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hear you, respect you. Someone did not love you, respect you, or love you, or protect you, or they don't see your potential. When you wasn't running from your past when it comes to maturing, not running from your reflection, but not saying something for your actions, that energy is different. Never give up on yourself. Because when the right people walk into your life, they see you, they hate you, they respect you. And they ain't trying to hex your life when it comes to prospering. My content is not for everybody. I would never hurt myself regardless of threatening my life or praying to my downfall, and I say it respectfully. It's 40 minutes into this video, and there's one person watching. It's 10:56 p.m. and it's February 18, 2026. Always be yourself with no misintentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just because moments. Continue to cool your energy back. Hold that negative energy. Hold on 1 second. You can hold that dead weight. And I say that respectfully. No negative energy over here. I know how to truly keep it real when it comes to hold on 1 second. Gravity, catching your blessings. The universe is truly beautiful. They would never understand your authenticity. How you understood God's vibe is different when it comes to self-love. The energy is different. Hold on 1 second, love. It was far from cloud chasing because God was never for sale. When you fall from a hate, they would never understand how you truly keeping it real. How chicks would disrespect you, dudes would try to disrespect you, try to antagonize you, trying to confuse you, but you understood that balance is different, how to be fruitful, you know, all because you decide to choose you. Never allow someone to make you feel like you're wrong for choosing yourself when I say that respectfully. And I say that respectfully. I'm far from a hater and I'm not your genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself regardless to who threatens my life. That nobody gonna see your work. Nobody gonna see your lights. Nobody gonna see who you are. Nobody gonna show your love. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. Yo, that God flow is different. I'm still balancing peace within. They strategizing, trying to antagonize me, all because, hold on 1 second, I was willing to balance woke. Being woke within, they would never understand how you step into love yourself. When you understood you was far from a crash out, that's what they were projecting on you. They wanted you to lose yourself. They wanted you to deal with depression, anxiety, PTSD, but God was protecting your mental health when they thought you was asleep. Never give up on yourself. They said that you were a joke, you were an idiot, you were retarded, you're stupid. They said all this type of stuff at the end of the day, but getting discouraged, hold on 1 second, when the devil tried to confuse you, the enemy trying to antagonize you, God never overlooked you. My content is not for everyone. You know, it's not a crime to pray out loud, and especially when you're not hurting yourself or others around you. And I say that respectfully. I would never hurt myself regardless of who's antagonizing me or disrespecting me or threatening my life or who has malicious intentions. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I'm Naya, genuine respect. I go live every night at 10:15 p.m. on YouTube. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. I'm closing this video at 10:58 p.m. and it's 43 minutes into this video, and it's February 18, 2026. You know, regardless to if you're an entrepreneur or not at the end of the day, or a content creator, never give up on yourself when someone threatens your life or disrespects you and says that nobody's going to hear you because they're going to paint you to be crazy, slow, stupid, and retarded at the end of the day. All because they decided to get conscious weakness. No, irritate though. You can call me crazy all day long. I accept that, but I'm far from that. Irritate though, be being authentic. You know, being a motherfucker truth teller will make a motherfucker say, "Are you crazy? Something wrong with you." It's crazy how chicks and dudes poke the bed. It was far from being on defense sides because God truly allowed you to see why you truly was rare. Being woke will truly bother someone's growth. You want to set that claim his different. Hold on 1 second, wasn't God's rejection, because God will truly protect you when it comes to your stagnant. That's what they were trying to project on you. They want you to be stagnant when it comes to your mental health. They wanted you to be so lost in your own words, but hold on 1 second, God wasn't discouraging you. They wanted you to crash out depression, anxiety, PTSD. They wanted to make your life so cloudy, all because you believed in your faith. Hold on 1 second, all because you understood a dream can come true. Your reflection. Never can bring yourself being authentic. I'm far from a copycat or a hater. I know how to give respect when it's due. I know how to give flowers when it's due. And I said it respectfully. I would never hurt myself, and I said it respectfully, regardless of praying to my downfall or disrespecting me. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. And my content is not for everyone. I'm far from a hater or a copycat. And I say that respectfully. Everything I do is authentic, from Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. I've been posting live since then for a long time now. I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15 p.m. Always be yourself. Peace to respect, so respect your neighbors along. You better damn you like gotta go neighbor, damn you like stop the violence. You know that baby went to school, had a speech problem. Her mother trying to figure out her mental health. Hold on 1 second, did I actually hear my baby crying on the phone? You know that father at the end of the day, regardless of where he at, he actually showed up for his child. Only was to hold on 1 second. They had to hug their baby together to understand that hold on 1 second. Never allow someone to kick you down because you got a speech problem, a disability problem. You choke up in your words. At the end of the day, how dare you? How mothers and fathers actually truly keep it real with their reflection. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna disrespect my baby. It'd be the train of thought for me. How your child wasn't the person to bother nobody. They was just going from point A to Z to not to hurt nobody. But someone decided to open the door at the end of the day to try to kick your child down, regardless of a child or an adult. At the end of the day, hold on 1 second, trying to see your child frown. Imagine signing a permission slip for your child. Imagine praying for your child, regardless if they're a child, a toddler, or they act in a body weight going from point A to Z. If someone is telling your child they can't be somebody that they want to be, they can't be that musician, they can't be that poet, they can't be that doctor, that lawyer, that basketball player because they got a speech problem or they sound slow and stupid and retarded. A mother and father is confused because they wasn't doing it for likes and views or cloud chasing or fame when it came to being a parent. Besides protecting a baby. Explains to their child's going to be folks in this cold word is going to disrespect you, but never, get out of character. Because it's going to be certain folks that's going to try to antagonize you. But you are beautiful, you are handsome. Never get discouraged when it comes to your reflection. That energy is different. I content for everybody. A mother and father that actually shows up for their child. Good day, bad day, misunderstanding, and sick days. For someone to try to hex their child's life or send spell or magic or try to energy harvest to someone's energy at the end of the day. A mother and father is praying against that. Because they decide to pray for their child. They know what they went through in their childhood and what they still going through in their adulthood. They just want their child to be safe. Jealousy and envy and insecurity is real. Always protect your baby, regardless how old they are. That's keeping it real. Peace and respect, sir, respect, your neighbors along. You man, damn you like gotta go there, but damn you like stop the violence. I'm not edging the respect. My conscience, everybody, not still okay. I gotta go. I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15 p.m. I'm Naya, genuine respect. Regardless to who disrespects me, whatever the case may be. Oh, nobody gonna see your content. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. My content is everybody, and I'm far from a hater. And I say that respectfully. I don't energy harvest of nobody's energy. I don't send spell work. I don't do magic. I don't do black magic, witchcraft, voodoo, love spells, or come to me spells. I don't got time for that. I put it in my Heavenly Mother Father God's hands, and I continue to ask my Heavenly Mother Father God to continue to rid the devil or the enemy. We on the same level. Why not respect my neighbor? It's train of thought for me. I go live every night on YouTube at 10:15 p.m. I'm Naya, genuine respect. I currently just posted videos on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And I said respectfully, and I'll be posting more throughout the evening. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and my content is not for everyone. I am my biggest cheerleader, regardless who disrespects me, who's threatening my life, or who's praying to my downfall, or who's trying to antagonize me. I would never hurt myself. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just because when we continue to call your energy back, protect yourself, neighbor, 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 to the genuine ones. Protect yourself, protect your family, stay out of trouble. You matter, you're worthy. Stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. Individuals try to take credit for God's word that God endowed within you, but never lose faith. And I say respectfully, because at the end of the day, it was never competition. They would never be able to hold your own weight. And I don't mean narcotics. When it comes to your reflection, you mad and you're worthy. Never give up on you. Gotta go. Stop the violence. When it comes to my creativity, I work with my Heavenly Mother, my Heavenly Father God, and my soul is never for sale, and I don't worship the devil. Good day, bad day, or misunderstood day. I'm Naya, Gina Respect. It's 49 minutes into this video, 11:04. It's February 18, 2006. Gotta go, one person watching.